My family's ranch has sat on the same 120 acres of North Texas pasture since the 1950s. My grandpa, Wade Callahan, has run cattle, fixed fences, and kept it going through droughts, hailstorms, and more than one standoff with nosy developers. We like our space, and we don't do well with rules that come from anyone but nature. So when the new Pine Creek Vista subdivision popped up next to our east field, we figured we'd ignore them, and they'd ignore us. That worked fine for about 6 months. Then came the HOA patrols. Yes, you heard that right. Pine Creek Vista had its own community compliance patrol. 2 guys in reflective vests with walkie-talkies, and an old white Ford Expedition with PCV security magnets on the sides. No actual law enforcement authority, but they sure acted like they had it. At first, they stuck to their neighborhood. But then we started catching them monitoring our ranch road, claiming they were making sure off-roaders weren't damaging community soil. Except it was our soil. We gave them a polite warning. They didn't listen. One Saturday morning, I was helping Grandpa mend a corner fence line when we heard engine revs and laughter, coming from the open field near the cattle gate. By the time we got there, we saw it. That HOA expedition tearing up our field in massive circles, kicking mud into the air and cutting deep tire ruts in the spring grass. 2 guys inside, hooting like teenagers at a tailgate. They saw us and took off, but not before I caught them on my phone. Clear as day. We thought about pressing charges. Grandpa just spit into the dirt and said, "Nah, I've got a better idea." And when Grandpa says that, you don't ask questions. You just wait. 3 days later, the HOA SUV showed up again. This time parked just over the property line, monitoring with binoculars from the edge of our hayfield like they were FBI agents on a stakeout. Grandpa fired up the tractor. I followed in the truck, wondering what the plan was. He drove the John Deere right up to the SUV, then calmly hooked a tow chain to its rear axle. The patrol guys stepped out, confused. "Hey, what are you doing? You boys seem to like our property so much," Grandpa said, cinching the chain. "Figured I'd give you the grand tour." Before they could stop him, he dropped the tractor into gear and dragged their SUV. Tires squealing, alarm blaring, down the slope, across the muddy pasture, and straight into the livestock pond. It was like a movie. The front dipped in first, the back wheels lifted, and then splash, the whole thing slid into the pond like a steel hippo. Mud, frogs, cattails, everything. The patrol guys stood frozen. I couldn't stop laughing. Grandpa just tipped his hat and said, "Now y'all can monitor the fish." They called the sheriff. Sheriff Rudd arrived, took one look at the pond, and sighed. "Wade, what in the hell?" "They were trespassing," Grandpa said. "Got video. They were doing donuts last week. You want me to show you?" Rudd just nodded. "Nope, I believe you." The HOA tried to press charges, but the sheriff sided with us, said it was an unfortunate incident involving uninvited vehicles and a well-fed pond. The next week, the HOA president personally apologized and sent a cleanup crew to fish out the SUV. It was totaled. They towed it out in front of their clubhouse like a monument to hubris. As for the patrol, gone. Canceled. Pine Creek Vista now tells residents to call real law enforcement if there's ever an issue, which there hasn't been since. Grandpa had a sign made and posted it near the pond. "Unauthorized parking will be watered." He tells that story at every family barbecue now. And every time someone asks if the fish ever forgave him.